Hello, my name is Stephen Uhas, and today I'll be talking about fast food. My goal for this speech is to persuade the audience to eliminate fast food from their current diets and begin eating healthier. In this speech, I will be talking about how unhealthy fast food is and what eating it can do to your body. Also, what fast food companies do to the animals in order to get the large amount of food that they need to have sufficient supplies. And lastly, I will close my speech with some benefits of not eating fast food and how a beneficial home-cooked meal can be. I personally care about this topic because I am very passionate about being as healthy as I can be while being in the best shape I can possibly be in. While staying in shape, I enjoy broadening my knowledge in ways I can keep myself healthier, whether it is through diet or by working out. I hope that all of you feel the same way after hearing my speech. Did you know that 1 in 3 adults in the United States are considered to be obese? As we all know, fast food businesses are very common in the United States, and the number of these businesses are only going to increase. According to Statista Incorporated, there are over 230,000 fast food establishments in the United States. Having only 50 states, that puts approximately 4,600 fast food establishments in each state. Although McDonald's is the most well-known fast food chain globally, and they are worth over $110 billion, they are also one of the most unhealthy fast food companies. One of the best-selling items on the McDonald's menu is the Big Mac. You can see it here on this poster, and this is the nutrition facts for it. Some facts about the Big Macs are: it has 540 calories, 28 grams of fat, which is nearly half the amount that is recommended to be eaten by most doctors and nutritionists. It has 46 carbs and 9 grams of sugar. After eating just one Big Mac at McDonald's, a person has already consumed half of the amount of fat in a day that they are recommended to eat, and they still have other meals to eat to get through the day. What do you think happens to a person consuming an excessive amount of fat in a day? You guessed right, they gain weight. Obesity can cause bigger problems such as heart disease, strokes, diabetes, cancer, and even death. So next time you are feeling lazy and plan to stop by the local fast food shop, you are just one bite closer to having a stroke. Another health hazard that fast food brings is consuming trans fat. Trans fat is an unhealthy substance, also known as trans fatty acids, made through the chemical process of hydrogenization of oils. According to the Mayo Clinic staff, trans fat is considered by many doctors to be the worst type of fat you can eat. Unlike other dietary fats, trans fat, also called trans fatty acids, both raise your LDL, bad cholesterol, and lowers your HDL, good cholesterol. A diet laden with trans fat increases your risk of heart disease, the leading killer of men and women. Lowering the risk of heart disease would be considered a smart decision for everyone, and eliminating fast food would lower the risk of consuming trans fat immensely. Another reason to stop eating fast food and to start eating healthier is to stop supporting companies that are cruel to animals by giving them your money. According to the American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, also known as the ASPCA, stated, over 99% of farm animals in the U.S. are raised in factory farms, which focus on profit and efficiency at the expense of animal welfare. Some living conditions for the farm animals that are also listed by the ASPCA are: they are in cages and overcrowding, physical alterations like teeth clipping and tail docking performed without anesthetic, indoor confinement with poor air quality and unnatural light patterns, the inability to engage in natural behaviors, breeding for fast growth or high yields of meat, milk, and eggs that compromises animal welfare, the neglect of sick and suffering animals, often due to the high ratio of animals to workers, the misuse of antibiotics to compensate for unsanitary conditions, and rough or abusive handling by workers. That being said, these big name companies are breeding these farm animals to live a short-lived life in order for you to get that 99-cent burger or 4-piece chicken nuggets that you wanted so badly. Some photos of animal cruelty that I have on my poster are these chickens being hung. All these chickens in this small area. And this compares the 1950s chicken after 68 days to the 2008 chicken in a company after 47 days, and it's significantly larger. Eliminating fast food from your diet could possibly be one of the best things you ever do for yourself. Some ways you will benefit from stopping the fast food intake are calories. If you begin eating home-cooked meals, your calorie intake will decrease, which would essentially cause you to lose weight. Fat. A home-cooked meal does not contain as much saturated or trans fat, so eating a home-cooked meal would lower your cholesterol, which would lower your blood pressure and risk for heart disease. Salt and sodium. Lowering your salt intake from eating a home-cooked meal would lower your blood pressure and risk for any type of cardiovascular disease. And last, eliminating fast food would reduce your intake of certain ingredients to increase your blood sugar. Having high blood sugar can cause diabetes, so eating a home-cooked meal would reduce your glucose intake and essentially make you healthier. To conclude my speech, I am quickly going to go over why you shouldn't eat fast food and why you should begin having a better diet. Fast food companies get their food from animals that are abused in ways that many people do not even like to talk about or even think about. They shorten the lives of millions of animals each year by making them live in such unhealthy conditions. After these companies get the meat from these already unhealthy animals, they make cheap foods that are bought at a cheap price that puts anyone who consumes it at risk of obesity and many other sicknesses and diseases. Finally, I would like to end my speech and leave you all with one question to ask yourself. If not eating fast food meant living a longer life, why haven't you done it sooner?